Well, Stevie Nicol, a lot of the headlines pre-match about Harry Kane, but none of them post-game. What a win that was for Spurs.
Yeah, you'd have to say that in the end, they deserved it. There were a few clear chances, let's be honest. But as far as half chances, as far as shots, you got to say Tottenham got this completely and utterly right. And Nuno will be well pleased with the way he set his team up. I have to say, the first 10 minutes, I was a little worried. I thought, oh no, this is going to be a long day for Tottenham. But once they got themselves in the game, then I think from there, they, as I said, in the end, deserved it.
What did Spurs get right and what did City get wrong? Because Spurs had so much intensity.
Well, I think they had they set up with a good line. You know, under Mourinho, listen, at the end of the day, Nuno was playing a counter-attacking game, the same one that we complained about with Mourinho. The difference here was the front three were 30 yards further up the field than Mourinho ever had them, and so they always had an outlet whenever they won the ball back, and of course with the pace of the front three. But I thought particularly Lucas Moura, he was the one for me that, particularly in the first half, was the one that was encouraging everybody and showing the way, basically. And so that's where they got it right. The starting position was perfect. They defended well, but you got to say, Man City going forward were a little bleak.
Yeah, they were. I think with Kevin De Bruyne fit again in a few weeks' time, I know he came off the bench, it might be a different City side, but there's still that lots of creativity, but a lack of someone to put the ball in the back of the net, isn't there?
Well, I think there's definitely a lack of someone to put the ball in the net. The truth is, today, we didn't see any of that creativity. I mean, you think about it, Jack Grealish for 100 million, what did he give us going forward? Nothing. What did he give them defensively? Nothing. I mean, it was a poor debut for somebody who cost 100 million. But the truth is, the whole front three, Mahrez, Sterling, and of course, I think Ferran Torres was playing. I'm not quite sure. I think it was called a false nine, but today it was an invisible nine, and it certainly didn't work. So, as far as an attacking force, until De Bruyne came on, clearly you see the quality of De Bruyne. When he comes on, he makes a huge difference straight away. But the fact is, they've got talent. We've all been talking about how deep the squad is, but the ones that stepped on the field today didn't show it.
Do you think that was just a blip for City? Because they didn't really play with a recognised striker most of the time last season, and they still cruised to the league.
Well, I wouldn't... Listen, by the end of the season, it looked like they were cruising, but the truth is they were sitting, 14th at one time? So clearly they can come back from losing today. We all know that. But it just shows you that teams playing against City should be strong, should have a game plan and should go for it, because that's what this Tottenham side did do. Whenever they got the opportunity, they went for it, and they went for it big time, and it paid off.
Nuno, before the game, said Harry Kane's just not ready yet. He's not had enough of a pre-season, and he wasn't part of the matchday squad. That was Spurs without Harry Kane. Do you think we'll see Harry Kane in a Spurs jersey again?
I definitely think so, unless Man City are going to offer a crazy amount of money, which it seems that's not going to happen. Then I don't see how we don't see Harry Kane in a Tottenham shirt again. And of course, with Lucas Moura, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane as a front three, if they continue to play this way, which I think they will, it'll be a counter-attacking game, but as I said, not quite so deep, then Tottenham can only get better. Fourth
time in a row that Spurs have beaten Man City at home without conceding. Final question to you, Stevie. You spoke about Jack Grealish, and it wasn't the best debut. Happens to a lot of players. He's a talent. Was that 100 million well spent on him, or do you think they should have looked to spend that money on someone that will put the ball in the back of the net regularly rather than another creative player?
Listen, we can only go on what he does on the field. And on the field of play with Aston Villa and with England, it was great. I wouldn't have paid 100 million for him, but the guy can play. The guy's got talent. And so we're going to have to judge him for 100 million and what he does for Manchester City. And today, he wasn't worth 100 million. It's one game. Will he get better? I assume so. But today, he didn't look like a 100 million footballer.
This was Spurs Day, and possibly the best signing of the summer was getting Heung-min Son on a new contract for Tottenham Hotspur.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.